What's up, hockey fans? This is the one and only Mark Spencer. Well, folks, hey, I wonder how y'all had enjoyed the All-Star game and the All-Star skills competition. The first ever breakaway challenge was pretty funny, folks. I don't know, NHL. Stick to the old shootout ways. I'm glad you still have the old elimination shootout. That's the sweet part of the All-Star game. My favorite competition is the hardest shooter competition. And it looks like Zdeno Chara won it again. But hey, that's what happens in the NHL. So, folks, you can take it for a grain of salt. You can take it for whatever it is. The NHL All-Star game is, it's a classic game of shinny. But it got intense. I was watching yesterday, and it got pretty intense. As the last period came to a halt, I think some of the players really wanted to win. There was a few hits. It got a little nasty a little bit. You can see Ilya Kovalchuk getting frustrated when Nabokov robbed him twice. It was pretty amazing, folks. And let me tell you, I know. When you get robbed by a goal and he knows you like a book. When he gets into your head and you know you can't score, you're just like, oh my gosh, what do I got to do to score? But the amazing thing is, the NHL has come a long way. They're in Atlanta, Georgia, home of football and baseball. And, that's awesome. It's good to see that the NHL has come a long way. Don't forget the Atlanta Flames got it all started. So, the most important thing is the game's come a long way from its bad days. That's a party, I guess. The first half of the season, we've seen some surprises. The Washington Capitals, they got off to a terrible start, but they might win the Southeast Division. And that comes a complete surprise to me. You look at the Tampa Bay Lightning, they got no goaltender. This Holmquist guy, I don't know, it's probably one of the worst goalies I've ever seen. And you're getting great production from Vinny Lecavalier. He's putting up MVP numbers, but his team ain't MVP material. So, you can take it for a grain of salt. You can take it for whatever it is. Sometimes you need to get everybody playing on the same page. And for Tampa Bay to make the playoffs this year, they're going to need to get a goalie. And for one, I'm hearing Dwayne Rollison's name keeps coming up. I've been checking some of my rumors, and it keeps saying Dwayne Rollison, but you never know. Anything can happen as we get closer to the trade deadline. In recent news, the Toronto Maple Leafs have fired John Ferguson Jr. We all know that. It's kind of sad, but I still would have said Ferguson should have resigned because the abuse was taken from Richard Petty. He's the one guy that should be fired. He's the reason why the Toronto Maple Leafs are a disaster. They shouldn't have hired John Ferguson in the first place. Should have never fired Pat Quinn. So once they fired Pat Quinn, that was the end of that team. There was no general leadership in the entire organization. And you look at the teachers and pensioners and Larry Tannenbaum, you can go on and on. But the most important thing is the fans. The fans are going to suffer in the end because they're not stockpiling good young players to come up and play for them. They trade them all off, and then they go sign players that are basically not good anymore. They sign the big contract and they could just play bad. Because they got guaranteed money coming in, and their job's not on the line because they have guaranteed contracts for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years. So the way I look at this is Toronto Maple Leafs, Cliff Fletcher, bring back an original Leaf. Just make good trades. What I'm hearing, I think he's going to be cleaning house. And the first guy that's going to go probably in the next 3 to 4 days is Matt Sundin. The rumors are really cooking up, folks. Western Canada, he might be coming to. Vancouver Canucks, Calgary Flames. It's a possibility. Don't rule out the San Jose Sharks and the New York Rangers. I was just, watching some of my sports TV, and insiders, and I was hearing that, New York Rangers' name have been coming up in trade rumors with Rob Blake and Matt Sundin. This comes a complete shock to me. This is awesome news. My favorite team's going to get Rob Blake and Matt Sundin. It doesn't get better than that. But Matt Sundin said in an interview he doesn't want to get traded from the Leafs, and if he does get traded, he's only going to a Western Canadian team, or the West, period. Watch out for Phoenix Coyotes. What if they make the playoffs? And that's another team I want to talk about. Wayne Gretzky's working his magic again. When I was a kid, I loved to watch Wayne Gretzky play. But he's doing it with these kids as a coach. This is unbelievable. And don't forget, the greatest waiver pickup of all time, Ilya Brizgalov. Ilya Brizgalov is putting up some phenomenal numbers. Great save percentage, great goals against. This guy has found confidence. And plus, he got a 3-year contract extension with the Phoenix Coyotes worth $17.5 million. So this guy has really turned the curve. Ilya Brizgalov used to be a backup to John Sebastian Jaguar in Anaheim. So now he's the starting goalie in Phoenix for the next 3 years. How about that? Sometimes, you know, your best bargain is when you go look for it. And when you look for it, good things happen. And let me tell you, I've been watching this game for like 20 years, and I've never seen the game way it's going now. Everybody has a chance in the NHL to win every night. What's going to happen at the trade deadline? I really don't know. But I think the second half of this season is going to be pretty fun to watch. Teams are all bunched up. You know, you watch out for Vancouver Canucks, they're going to make a run. The Calgary Flames look hot. Watch out for Phoenix. I really feel they're going to make the playoffs. And I was talking again about Washington Capitals. Alexander Ovechkin signing that monster contract. I think he's motivated. I think he's going to get his team on his shoulders, and they're going to make the playoffs. You watch. They'll be a 3rd seed in the Southeast Division. I thought it would be Carolina, but Carolina, they're not consistent. I'm really worried about their goaltending, but that's what happens, folks. In the NHL nowadays, you just don't know. But the most important thing is that you got to stay focused. You got to play the games. Anything can happen. A game's not won on paper. Just play between the ice. Those 2 red lines, as they say. Play a little puck. But the most important thing is, I mean, you got to play the games. And that's what happens in the end. So, Detroit Red Wings looks like they're running away with the Western Conference. Same thing with the Ottawa Senators. But the one thing the Senators need to do is do something about their goaltending and goal scoring. So, that's what I feel might happen as we get close to the trade deadline. My name is Mark Anthony, the man Spencer. I just want to say so long, everyone. Y'all take care. The NHL All-Star Game was outstanding. The NHL's coming back, folks. Hopefully next year on ESPN, they will be in the game. So long, everyone. Peace.